Hello guys, welcome to another video. I'm going to discuss deloads. So I am currently in a deload this week, although on Monday I squatted 190 kilos. And then on Wednesday I deadlifted 230 kilos. And tomorrow I'm going to be benching 120 kilos. So yeah, all of these lifts are between 90 to 95% of my 1 rep maxes. At which point most people say, that's not a deload. To which I reply, it can be. So the word deload doesn't necessarily mean take a week off, relax, put your feet up, stretch, recover. The word deload actually just means to deload, which means reduce an amount. And in this case, that amount is total volume. So if I give you an example, last week was the end of my volume phase, and I worked up to 5 sets of 10 at 70% of my deficit deadlift max, which was 150 kilos. So for 5 sets of 10, that came to 7,500 kilos of total volume, which is around about my peak of fatigue management anymore, and I'm looking to get injured. So therefore I needed to deload. I needed to reduce the amount of volume that I did. Therefore this week I have been reducing volume, not to a substantial amount, just down to an amount where I can recover, so just under my fatigue threshold, I suppose. So if I was to go down to 3 sets of 10 at 40%, so 88 kilos on deficit deadlifts, that I see as pointless. I see that as you're detraining your body, although yeah, you'll get some sort of leg pump and you'll get blood flow, but you need to keep yourself almost primed while you're still in a deload. There's no point having a week off doing pointless shit. So there's no point going into the gym and just doing fluff work, because if you're training for powerlifting and performance, there is no point detraining yourself during your deload. You want to keep yourself peaked but recovered. That's the whole point in the deload. So going on to why I pretty much lift heavy during my deload. The reason for that is I want to keep a neurological stimulus to my competition movements while I'm in a deload. So that's why I do competition bench, competition squat, competition deadlift, and I want to be lifting heavy, but like I say, reducing the amount of back down work that I do after that. Therefore I can still recover, because my body overall isn't lifting as much volume as it has been previously, but it's still maintaining that neurological motor pattern that you need to obviously perform a skill well. So a lot of people will obviously say, oh, but you're lifting heavy, you're more likely to get injured. That again is not true. As long as you've got solid form and you're not going above 95% of your max, you're not going to have much form breakdown. It's only when you get to near to 100% that you get real form breakdown. That's like an RPE 10. So as long as you're lifting between sort of RPE 8, 8.5, you shouldn't have form breakdown, but you should be lifting around that 90 to 95%. So it's a good way of lifting heavy without having to do loads of back down work. So you don't have to do loads and loads of volume. You don't have to kill yourself basically. You can actually walk away from a session lifted heavy but actually feel really recovered. Right now this week I feel amazing. The last 3 weeks I have felt like shit. I have almost not wanted to go into the gym. I've been dreading the volume. But now I'm going into the gym, lifting heavy, doing my back down sets, doing my accessory work, still lifting a lot of weight and a lot of reps, but just not as much as I have been. Therefore my body is now being able to recover. The other reason why I don't just take a week off from the gym is obviously if you're competing in powerlifting like I am, in 10 weeks time I have a competition. If I take a complete week off, that's a week where I could be practicing the movement, I could be getting extra volume in to help with muscle recovery, muscle hypertrophy. So yeah, to me that just seems pointless. If you are obviously overtraining and you're getting to the point where you are injured and you've snapped your shit up, then obviously you need to take a week off. That's completely different. That's not a deload, that is just taking time out. That is just not lifting. That's because you're an idiot and you've hurt yourself. I can't really speak, I get injured all the time. So my last point that I'm going to make is fatigue and the misconception of fatigue. I made a post about this actually on my Instagram, so if you want to go and follow that and have a look at that, I just very briefly talk about what fatigue is and why people are actually scared of fatigue. Fatigue can be your friend at times. In fact, without fatigue, you're not really going to progress. You need that to be able to adapt and stimulate your body. It's when fatigue gets to the point when you're about to get injured, that's when fatigue can be bad. That's when you have to know your body, listen to your body, knowing that if I push myself any more now, I'm going to hurt myself. But you need to get to that point where you're near breaking point, and it's that point where you want to quit, but you know you have more in you. That's when you're really going to see that progression. It's grinding through those last 3 reps, and you have to trust your program as well. Your program is put there knowing that you can hit this, physically you can hit this amount of volume. So you have to just listen to your body, I suppose, and trust that the fatigue is working in your favour, and you have to almost train with a bit of fatigue to allow your body to adapt. It's when you're training really fresh that you're not actually going to be able to adapt and progress, and that may sound really stupid, but research has shown this, so it is backed up by a lot of literature as well. So yeah, that's my final point, that don't be afraid of fatigue within reason, as long as you manage it well and progress it well with a good structured program. Fatigue is obviously your friend. Basically, lifting light, you're going to make no progress, but lifting heavy with lots of reps, as long as you can manage your fatigue and it doesn't hurt you, then you're going to make progress. Anyway, this has probably made absolutely no sense, and I probably haven't been able to articulate myself the way I wanted to, but it was just a quick discussion about my thought on deloading, how I deload, because I do get this question a lot when I am deloading. They're like, are you sure you're deloading because you're lifting heavy? So yeah, I hope that's sort of giving you an idea of how, especially powerlifters deload. So yeah, be sure to like the video and comment, give me your thoughts on it, because I am interested to hear people's opinions. People won't necessarily agree with this. But yeah, that's fine, people have different ways of training. So yeah, tomorrow I am heading up to Cheltenham to go and meet up with Chris, my coach, and my mate Rob. We're going up there just to go and meet Chris and have a session with him. So I'm going to run through a few deadlift cues with him and a few bench cues. Still on my deload, but still lifting heavy. So yeah, I'll take you along for that as well. So I will see you in the next couple of days when I put that video up. Alright guys, that's it. Have a great weekend, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care. Peace.
Where are you at, Sam Cootie?